Today I'm going to be taking a look at Tomb Raider. It's available on the PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. And the first thing I want to tell you is this is hands down the best Tomb Raider game ever made. It basically keeps sort of what made the original special, but evolves it to an entirely new dimension, borrowing heavily from such games as the Uncharted series. So let's jump right on in. The hands-down best feature of the game, at least in my opinion, is the audio-visual presentation. Sure, the soundtrack is great, and the overall audio effects are really good, really well done. But it's the way they enhance the true masterpiece, which is the graphics, and that's what makes the whole thing work so beautifully. This game looks absolutely stunning, and while I did review it on max settings on a PC, the console versions look very impressive on their own. Environments are varied, they're just unbelievably detailed. You go from a giant mountainside overlooking a gorgeous ocean to a breathtakingly lush forest. There's just so much detail put into everything that it's just really, really impressive when you first look at it. I really enjoyed the storyline. It's not flawless, but I really like the way they've basically marooned Lara on this island and forced her to do whatever it takes to survive. It acts like a perfect way to relaunch the entire series and works incredibly well. It's basically about one young woman's fight to survive, and I really like that. Also, really love the combat system. That's one thing where this series has kind of fallen apart over the years, and not in this time. This time they borrowed heavily from Uncharted. You've got a cover mechanic that works great. You just don't have to press a button. You just go up against any surface and she'll automatically peer out from the side to take quick headshots and things like that. Exploration is mixed in with just fantastically. There's light puzzle elements, but the exploration as a whole is really, really well done. You feel like you're in an open world, even though technically it is linear where you have to go from point A to point B. But at any time you can go back, and that's what I really like. You can go back and explore, find hidden tombs. There's even Metroid-like stuff where you can take your enhanced weapons. Basically what that means is as you explore, you can find different goodies, and these scavenged goods can help you improve your bow or improve your shotgun, things like that. And you'll also stumble across new items, and these new items will allow you to traverse areas that you were previously where you couldn't before. And it's really, really something. The artificial intelligence is very well done too, so you can expect enemies to try and flank you. You can expect them to throw like Molotov cocktails and things like that at you if you stay in one spot for too long, just things like that. It's very well done. For you new players out there who haven't played the Uncharted series or games like that, you should know that there is a survival instinct mode. It's done by pressing the L1 or left bumper. And what this does is it highlights all the areas in the environment that you can interact with, and it also basically tells you where your objective is. Now, for you hardcore gamers out there, I'm sure you're not really going to want to use this, and you don't have to. It's not forced on you. A couple of things that didn't work quite so well. For one, the first hour is nothing more than an extended cutscene, basically, with a lot of QuickTime events thrown in for good measure, and it can be a little bit of an off-putting experience. So just be warned with that, okay? It's done for character development, and it's really worthwhile. And once you pass the first hour, the rest of the game opens up. The island is free for you to explore, and just you can go absolutely bonkers with it. And trust me, you're going to want to, because it's just so much fun to explore. And the only really negative thing that I found was the way the story tries to pin Lara as this, innocent woman. When she's forced to kill, she's almost throwing up, she's crying, it's a traumatic experience. Yet 20 seconds later, she mows down 20 enemies. It's like the balance between taking a real deep storyline and making sure that this is a video game. It doesn't mesh together as well as it does in some other games. And The other thing I found completely forgettable was the multiplayer component. There's 4 different modes. You have your standard team deathmatch and a free-for-all mode, and then you have 2 objective-based modes. But they're really basic. Even though there's rankings and a lot of unlockable goodies, I just found it overall to be a little bit disappointing. Just not my cup of tea, as they say. Anyways, that's pretty much what I thought about the rebooted Tomb Raider. Overall, I think it was a really impressive game. I think Crystal Dynamics should be commended on a job well done. And I highly recommend everybody goes checks it out. If you're looking for the full written review or the score, hit up projectcoe.com. Thank you very much for watching.
Do